Someone's hacking my phone right now as we speak. I was given this information by police. My abuser is very powerful and blacklists me from all housing, and I'm aware that that's a crime and a domestic violence crisis.
And how
To
did
keep the party from getting shelter and safety.
hold on. Okay, so first let's start with
What was your name? What was your name?
Detective Johnson,
And your badge number.
11277.
Okay. I'd like to speak with someone in person and get assistance and get him investigated and get some help
Okay,
in my
hold
crisis.
on. That's what I'm saying. Slow down. We gotta take one step at a time. So you're saying that he's blacklisting you from getting housing?
Can you repeat that?
You're saying that he's preventing you from getting housing?
Yes.
How is he doing that?
Using law enforcement.
Okay. What evidence is it with which department?
All of them that I've been to. It happened in Fort Worth, Dallas, Tyler, the environment that I'm in, each jurisdiction, state to state. They even had each locations even to steal from me things that he don't approve of me wearing.
Okay. How's he
It's a
doing it?
constant thing.
How's he doing it?
I would like law enforcement to figure it out. Law enforcement is demanding that I do my own investigation work, and I don't have the expertise. All I know is that he typically,
Okay, hold on.
people start arguments and cover for him.
Ma'am, have you had police officers go out there and talk to you in person?
The police officers I spoke with covered for it. I spoke with police officers the other day, and they gave me, actually, they didn't give me a report number. They just gave me a little pamphlet and had me call you. They were covering for it.
So the way it would work is that police officers will come out if they have enough that they see a crime had happened, and they will take a report.
That's not what's happening. I'm not able to communicate with anyone. The police are crooked and don't want to take the report. I was attacked, and then another shelter in Los Angeles lied, and numerous other shelters lied to keep me from getting shelter. But everywhere I'm calling, they always want me to call numbers.
Okay,
And my phone's hacked, and I know that I think that they know it's hacked.
Ma'am, are you listening? I'm telling you that.
And then each opportunity I call someone, they're starting arguments. It's emotional distress. You don't help with this. This is domestic violence, and you have no idea on how to help someone flee. As a detective,
Okay, ma'am. You're calling because you need assistance. And what I'm telling you is that police officers need to come out there and they have to see that a crime has happened or occurred.
okay. So hold on. Let me make sure I understand. If a lady's telling you that she's fleeing abuse, you don't take her word for it. You leave her in it. Okay.
That's why I said you call.
As a detective, hold on. You don't tell her how to get the evidence. As a detective for law enforcement jurisdiction to jurisdiction, you leave her in it, give her no feedback on how to flee abuse, argue with her, state to state, city to city, blame her for your inability to do law enforcement for the right price. Is this how it's going? You have given me no resources. This is supposed to be domestic violence. No education, period. Keep cutting me off being weird, abusive.
Okay, have you filed a police report?
As I have just expressed, every officer that I've came in contact with was crooked and covering for it. And as a domestic violence detective, you can't put your police under control and stop aiding and abetting domestic violence. No one could.
Are you trying to listen to it?
I don't understand why everybody I have called has aided and abetted domestic violence, as well as everybody I came in contact with in person.
Nobody's aiding and abetting anything.
Well, you are not behaving like someone that's trying to help a woman flee. It sounds like you're aiding and abetting it.
Okay, if you're gonna accuse me of that.
Okay, now I'm being gaslit again.
I mean, if you're calling multiple people and they're telling you the same thing, then it's probably something that.
So it's my fault I can't flee abuse, and they're depriving me of assistance. You're blaming me again? More gaslighting?
Okay. What you need to do is call the police officer.
Okay, so this is domestic violence. You're refusing any resources, any
I don't
direction.
even know
As a detective, anything on what you need, you keep talking over me and blaming me for it. This is emotional abuse. You're blaming me for your inability to do your job task, like everywhere I'm at. What resources have you given me as a detective? What direction have you given me as a detective?
I try to give you direction, but you don't want to listen.
No, you're gaslighting me. I told you that police are aiding and abetting the crisis. How are you? Are you giving them their charges?
Okay, and I need you that. Have you called Long Beach police officers?
I've already told everybody they're trying to strategize to get me out of Long Beach, and then they're going to use these YouTube minions to take the fall for crimes law enforcement and the government's committed to force me out of Long Beach. So they keep saying Long Beach, Long Beach, Long Beach, so they can scam that the minions called and had everybody deprive me of assistance when it's really law enforcement.
Okay, I don't know how to help you. I don't know.
For domestic violence, you don't know how to help a woman flee domestic violence.
Yes, because I'm trying to say something. No matter what I say, it doesn't matter. So.
Okay, so now you're gaslighting me. I told you that the police are coming for it, and now you're blaming me like everywhere else I call. So I'm not understanding because you don't understand that law enforcement is aiding and abetting domestic violence and enlisting everybody else to aid and abet it too. So I repeatedly over and over I get gaslit and narcissism and condescending behavior, which is emotional abuse.
Okay.
What resources have you given me outside of an argument and your inability to understand that police enforce my domestic violence crisis?
If you're gonna sit here and just
now you're gaslighting me again because you don't understand that and blaming me for law enforcement's criminal activity. Repeatedly over and over, abusing their power and authority, having civilians rack up charges, hacking devices, which are federal charges. Having me speak with con artists so they can only give me phone numbers to be oppressed and denied assistance. So this is a bizarre domestic violence, assistance like all of it is. What direction have you given me outside? How do we put the police department in prison? That's what we need to, concentrate on.
Okay.
How to get them their federal charges.
I can't. We're just going in circles.
Each time that I'm trying to get police their federal charges for aiding and abetting domestic violence, we're going in circles to let it keep happening. They're going around and listing civilians in crimes and harassment, stalking. Stalking's illegal, and the aiding and abetting stalking from state to state is federal felony charges. And they're having civilians aid and abetting stalking like that and harassment and sugarcoating it and then having people violate my rights. Conspiracy to violate rights is other charges.
What rights have been violated? If we're just trying to tell you.
They're keeping me from housing, as I expressed to you, which is a crime to be malicious and keep someone from housing, the aiding and abetting domestic violence, leaving me in jeopardy.
How is he doing that?
Well, the thing of it is I'm trying to get reported to law enforcement. They're using law enforcement to commit these crimes. I don't know exactly the detail. Well, why would every law enforcement deny investigation and force me to do this? This is the problem. Each location I go to is demanding that I do their job test that I don't have the expertise and knowledge to do. They're asking me how they're hacking my phone, telling me how they're doing it, and I'm not, with the government to know exactly how they're doing it. And deny me law enforcement.
What is it showing you? How do you feel like he's denying you?
Because when I go in, I have no clue who they are. They'll intimidate me and tell me to go outside. People will come out panicking. That's not normal behavior. They lie about services. They close and shut down. They lie to put me out pathologically, use security and intimidation.
Who's the person? Who's the one who's doing it?
I believe it's someone named Jason Gardner, but the power is amazing to me. I don't know what's happening. But if you can't go to an environment and they're panicking that you showed up and then put you outside and you don't know them repeatedly over and over, that's ample evidence. And then you live at a place, and when your abuser's mad, you get put out on pathological lies. I don't know what you need confessions. Yeah, once again, it's Jason Gardner, supposedly of Vivid Images. But we're deflecting once again on the fact that I need resources and I'm in domestic violence trying to flee. And everybody's aiding and abetting it that I came in contact with, including family.
Man, I'm trying to ask you who he is to you.
I told you, this would be the third time. When I'm calling people, they deflect and try to cover from crimes and distract.
Who is he to you?
Someone I met online, I assume. I don't know what's happening, but I thought I met him online. I met him a couple times in person and ended the toxic relationship. He liked to argue and mind games. Every day he strategized arguments and emotional abuse. He did it for fun. And I realized that he took pleasure in hurting people emotionally and tearing them down.
Okay, well, like I said, we're going in circles with this.
We're going in circles because you don't want to hold him accountable in the police department. So to not hold him accountable, you blame me, and we're going in circles. So that way you don't have to take evidence and tampering with it. It's supposed to be a felony.
And I asked you, how is he doing this? You're like, I don't know. And I'm like, what is? You're like, oh, well, people are just.
Well, this is domestic violence.
Okay, ma'am, you keep saying the same thing. Yes.
I'm just trying to make sure I dial the right number because it seems like you're aiding and abetting it to me. I don't know how you could possibly help someone flee with your attitude and covering for crimes. What direction did you give me resources?
You have to have. We don't just blurt out resources.
You don't. Oh, you just. Is there a particular reason why you guard resources? Because everyone's doing it.
The way you get out the resources, okay, for the housing and stuff, is that we give out the resources and you have the evidence of your end.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand. So you force someone on the streets, unless they have evidence that they are being that you would. I have a police report in another jurisdiction where someone attacked me because they didn't want me sitting in the sitting area, being safe there. So I believe my abuser set it up and they fractured my wrist. Is that evidence?
Well, you say you believe. What does the police report say?
What are you talking about? I believe.
You say you believe your abuser.
Well, why would a random person repeatedly attack me and tell me to get out of environments over and over? And when they're not doing it, people are lying on me getting me out of environments. You don't think it's a connection and you're a detective for domestic violence?
Okay. All right, we're done.
We're done? Without me getting any help for domestic violence?
Yeah, you're not giving me much to go with, okay?
Okay, so I told you about the fractured wrist. Well, what exactly do you need?
You said that happened in different jurisdictions. You said that happened in different jurisdictions.
Yeah, I moved. So do I stay in it?
Okay.
Do I just stay in it because it didn't happen in this jurisdiction, so just stay in danger and outside? Is that your solution?
I don't have any other solution for you.
Okay, for domestic violence and someone fractured my wrist, you have no solutions, and this is supposed to be domestic violence. But I'm still homeless though. I never got the help in that jurisdiction. This was only probably not even a week ago.
So what happened to it?
They gave me a brace and a sling, but we're deflecting on the fact that I'm stuck outside in a crisis repeatedly over and over.
Okay, ma'am. The only thing that can happen, like I said, for us to move forward with this, is that there has to be a police report generated.
So that means that you can't help me, give me any directions, any resources, or no help, period. And you can't put the police department under control by denying me reports to keep me in jeopardy.
Nobody's denying you any type of report.
I'm trying to inform you that all jurisdictions have denied me reports and aided and abetted my crisis.
I have no authority on any other jurisdiction.
That happened here. But we're deflecting on the fact of what do I do that the police department is aiding and abetting my domestic violence crisis. You've given me no direction on how to put law enforcement under control for their numerous criminal offenses and enlisting civilians into their crimes. And sugarcoating it and making civilians believe that harassment, stalking, and abuse is okay.
There's nothing else I can do for you.
You haven't done anything. This is domestic violence, and you are refusing to help me flee it.
All right. If you want, you could. If you want.
Why do they keep giving me numbers, and why did law enforcement come to like 7 or 8 when I told my provider that these calls are mysterious, and everywhere I call it's covering for crimes and starting arguments and wasting my time? Why would police come? Because I can't use my phone and threaten my wrist. And now the stores are taking the fall for police. Have you ever went to a place and you're a detective for domestic violence and when you couldn't use your phone, police came to interrupt you telling your provider that your phone would shut off?
You're on a phone right now, right?
I'm not really being heard. Have you ever went to your provider And when you were telling your provider that you had issues going on with your phone and you couldn't use it and someone was hacking it and law enforcement came, this is abuse. You didn't know this was abuse as a detective for domestic violence? This is emotional abuse. Call to call. Location to location, in person, place to place. Did you know that this was emotional abuse? Cutting me off talking and not letting me communicate properly? It's caused a speech impediment from everybody mistreating me all these years, call to call, in person, and using intimidation and abuse for me trying to flee abuse. Not letting me verbalize myself is completely changed the way I communicate. For just embedded in the call to call to call, conversation to conversation, the same abuse, intimidation, and mind games. And gaslighting, blaming me for the misconduct, everything's my fault. I just don't know why. So you're blaming me for that you were not giving me any resources or any direction on what, how do we put the police department under control? They're aiding and abetting domestic violence.
All right, ma'am. So I have nothing else I
could. You're a domestic violence detective, and you're refusing to tell me if the domestic violence involves law enforcement on how to combat it.
I didn't have nothing else. I said you want to speak to the supervisor.
I just said if you're a detective, what would it do to speak with the supervisor? Why are you refusing services like everywhere else?
I told you I can't help.
Are you violating my rights?
There is no right that being violated.
If you won't give me assistance for domestic violence, what do you perceive is happening if you're a detective? Okay, what direction have you given me with police aiding and abetting domestic violence on how to combat that?
Nothing I can do for you on combat that.
Right. So why would you deprive me of assistance for my domestic violence crisis because it involves law enforcement?
Not depriving you of anything.
Okay, what direction do I need to take to combat abuse that involves law enforcement? Someone needs to put them under control because they're acting psychotic and other people are affected, like these bathrooms repeatedly closing and businesses closing. They're denying reports. I'm not really being heard. It's a circle, a hamster wheel that I've had to endure a long time.
Have a police report. That's where we start from.
Okay, but if they won't do it, then what do I do?
Start with that, because they would have to take a police report if a crime had committed.
But they're lying and saying it's not a crime to aid and abet the crisis and enlisting civilians to keep me from resources to flee it.
If a crime has been committed, a police report would be taken. There is no such thing as denying a police report.
They say that all the time, but that's all they do. It's illegal to deny it, and they haven't had accountability for it. Yeah. They repeatedly deny police reports, like 400 times.
Okay, I don't know what to tell you.
During my whole complete crisis of 10 years being threatened 3 or 4 times a day, locked on trains and buses, deprived of food, water, shelter, transportation, committing crimes. This is domestic violence, and I'm trying to tell you the details of my domestic violence, and you're covering for it and won't let me speak. And like I said, you guys doing this for all these years, call to call, in person to person, intimidation and abuse has caused a speech impediment. And if I could get an attorney, this would be a lawsuit for the damage that you've done psychologically. By hacking my phone with abuse, emotional abuse, intimidation, and scare tactics in person and on the phone for trying to get services.
There's nothing else we can do for you, so...
And then gaslighting me and blaming me for your criminal activity, and law enforcement is demanding that I call these numbers and having everybody else only give me numbers to enforce that I talk to scammers that they know are prearranged, and I'm trying to prove it to the feds that you are indeed con artists, and I don't know if you're defrauding other people out of funds because I know that you defrauded me. And it appears that you're an identity theft ring, and these are federal hacking charges that you guys deserve to get.
You have a nice day, okay?
FBI, when are you going to do something?
Okay. All right, you have a nice day.
You can call all day, all years, in fact, 10 years, all year. In fact, 10 years, and it's the same pattern of behavior.